Hi, in this video I'm going to demonstrate the JenDoc document automation system. JenDoc is a Word add-in that allows you to automate document creation entirely within Word. You never have to leave Word. There's no coding, and it's very user-friendly. So there are several parts to the JenDoc document automation system. As you can see, there are 5 tabs up here. Today I'm going to be talking about this first tab, which is the basics of JenDoc and is the basis for all of the other tabs. But I'm just going to go through them real quick. So these field tabs allow you to insert fields and populate them with variable information. And any user of JenDoc can get value from these first three tabs. And then I also have some additional functionality for legal professionals. So this JenDoc Law tab has functionality for inserting legal symbols easily, creating discovery documents, and creating pleading paper. The JenDoc Law TOA tab has functionality for creating tables of authorities. Okay, but today we're just going to talk about this first tab. So JenDoc is built on top of Word's Quick Parts functionality. So if you're familiar with Quick Parts in Word, then you know that you come to this building blocks organizer, and for Quick Parts you can save various parts of documents for later use. And they will be inserted exactly how you saved them, exactly how they were formatted, and everything will be exactly the way you saved them. And this is your interface for doing that. And it's great. However, it can be a little bit difficult to find the quick part you're looking for if you have a lot of them. So JenDoc addresses this problem by allowing you to categorize the quick parts that you save. So when I click on this Insert tab, I get this window that pops up, and I want to choose the quick part type that I want to insert, and these are quick parts that I had previously saved, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a little while. So I choose the type, and then when I created the quick part, I also had the option of saving it under there's 5 different categories I can save it under, and then I can save it under those 5 categories I can have any number of subcategories, and then I can save my quick part under one or more of those subcategories. Or I can just save it as the quick part type. I don't have to add it to a category or a subcategory. But because I have a lot of text, I did actually categorize it. And I'm just going to go to Bram Stoker. And here I have a little bit of text about the novel Dracula. I'm just going to click Insert Quick Part, and you see it's inserted into my document. And this is a description that I added when I created the quick part, and then you just have a preview of the quick part that is going to come up. And so let me insert one more. I'll go over here and I'll change my author to Charles Dickens. And you see I have a few of them for Charles Dickens. I'm going to insert A Christmas Carol. And you see in this one that this actually has fields in it. These are fields that I added using the fields tabs up here. And I'm just going to show you real quick. I'll highlight them so that you can see them. These are gender fields for two different contexts, miser and fiance. And so I can populate those fields, and all of those fields will be replaced with the appropriate gender pronoun, as we see there. And then I can clear the fields, and you see that they are back to fields that are ready to be populated. So I just wanted to show you that real quick, like the types of things that are possible, but I'm going to talk about that more when I get to the fields video. So there we had examples of inserting some text. I also can insert, say I wanted to insert a watermark that I have saved, and I'm not going to choose a subcategory because I didn't categorize the watermarks. But I do need to clear this subcategory. And then I'm going to insert this one, attention, and I have the watermark, and that watermark will be inserted on every page. So let me show you if I had a little bit more text here. I'm just going to insert some random text that I had previously saved. Oops, let me do it again. Actually, I have 5 pages in here. Let me insert 5 pages of text, and you'll see, and I can minimize this window if I need to see things better. I think it went out of the field of view a little bit. So there it is. It just goes up to the top. And, you know, as I scroll through this, I can see that the watermark has been added to every page. So I'm just going to maximize that again. And if I'm done with this and I just want to get rid of everything, I have this button to clear the entire document. So I can just clear everything out and start fresh. So I'm going to show you the rest of these buttons now. So this clear formatting button is so as I was reading about how lawyers use Word, one thing I came across again and again was people were saying, if you are copying something from another document, you're going to bring over a lot of formatting. And so the way to avoid that is you copy the document, you copy everything from the source document, open Notepad, copy that into Notepad, paste it into Notepad, and then copy what you pasted into Notepad and paste it back into Word. And that does work great. That's good advice to get rid of all of the formatting. But I have created these buttons here that are functionally equivalent to that. So if you use one of these buttons, you will not have to use the Notepad step. So I'm going to show that to you now. I'm just going to open a sample document that I have that is formatted. It's got some formatting in it. So you see this has got formatting. It's got a heading. This text is formatted as a heading. It's got some highlighted text. It's got a bulleted list. It's got some text that is red. It's got a table. It's got a link, a URL, and just, you know, some formatting. So if I copy this entire document and I come over to my document, and if I paste it into my document, now what I can do is if I come over here and I click clear formatting on the entire document, all of that formatting will be removed. And as you can see, if I'm just turn on these paragraph marks, you'll see that all that is remaining is paragraph marks. There is no formatting left. And I'm just going to clear that, and I'm going to copy this again and paste it. And so what if I only want to clear a section? Say I just want to get rid of this. I just want to get rid of this. I can just highlight the section that I want to clear the formatting on, click selection, and now all the formatting is only cleared from that section. There's one small glitch that when I did that, it inserted an extra paragraph mark. So all I need to do is, you know, delete that paragraph mark that got inserted. But you see all of the formatting was removed. The highlighting and the font. It returned to my default font because this document was written in Times New Roman 14 and my default font is Calibri 11. So it got rid of all of the formatting. And again, I can do that on any area if I don't want this bulleted list. Again, it changes, it removes all of the formatting. This table. So I can do, you know, the whole document, or I can do it section by section. So I'm going to clear that, and then I'm going to show you the last button. This one is, and so now I've copied that other document, and it's copied onto my clipboard. And now if I do paste unformatted, it just pastes without the formatting. So, you know, I don't need to worry about clearing it or anything like that. But I don't have to do the entire document. So I'm just going to put some text in here that I have saved before as a quick part. So say I have some an existing document, and I just want to come over to this document, and I just want to get this paragraph. So I can copy that, and then I'll come over here, and then clear on the clear formatting button, I click, I put my cursor where I want it to be, and then I click paste unformatted, and just that section that I wanted gets pasted unformatted. You can see that the text is different and the red text is gone. And again, there's just this one small issue where it adds an extra paragraph mark, but just delete it. And so that's that. That's the buttons that will clear the documents for you. So let's move on to these 3 buttons. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to insert a header that I have saved before. I don't have them subcategorized. I only have one header, but I'm going to insert that, and you see this gets inserted as a header, and you can see it's in the header section. And then I'm going to just go down to the bottom, and I'll show you insertion of a footer. And I insert the footer, and so now I have my footer. It's in the footer section. And so I have these buttons, so you can remove all of the headers. That will get rid of all your headers for you. Remove all footers. That will get rid of your footers for you. And let me show you with the watermark. I'm sorry, I can't remember if I already showed you removal of the watermark. It's not my first take of this video, so I can't remember if I did it here or not. But you have the watermark on your document, and it will appear on every page, which I can show you here. I'm just going to insert some text. We'll get some random text in here that's pretty large, 5 pages. And then, so you see the watermark is appearing on every page. And so to get rid of that, I can use this remove watermark button, and I enter the text of the watermark. Oops. Exactly how it appears on the page. And if you can't see it, again, you can minimize this window, and it kind of went out of the field of view, but it just goes up into the upper right hand corner, and then type it, and then just choose how it appears in the document. Is it straight across, or is it a 45-degree angle? Remove the watermark, and now you see that it is removed from every page. And that is the way that you should remove watermarks that you have inserted from the JenDoc system, because watermarks are a little bit difficult to remove, and that's going to be the easiest way for you to do it. All right, so now let's get to adding and modifying and deleting quick parts into our system. So first I'm going to clear the document and say I want to add a quick part. So I click this button. Actually, I'll just put it in there first. So say I want to add some information about Jane Eyre. So I'm going to copy the information that I want to add, and I'll paste it into my document. Obviously your information can come from anywhere. You type it in or whatever. And then I'm going to click this add button. And here, this is where I'm going to fill out all the information about my quick part. So I want to add this quick part. I'm just going to call it Jane Eyre. And I'm just going to add a description. I can describe it however I want. Description of the novel. And then I choose how I want the quick part to be inserted into my page. So if I choose inline with text, then it's just going to be inserted kind of the way it is. It's not going to insert any extra characters. So as you can see with the tooltip that comes up, no break between the quick part and the surrounding text when it's inserted into a Word document. And then if I do as paragraph, it's going to be inserted to the Word document as its own separate paragraph. So that means when you insert it, it's going to have a paragraph mark before the quick part and a paragraph mark after the quick part to ensure that it's in its own paragraph. And then as page, it's going to insert it as its own page. So if it's the first page in the document, it's going to have a page break after the quick part, and if it's somewhere in the middle of the document, then it's going to have a page break before and after the quick part. So I'm just going to do inline with text, and then this allows me to choose, do I want to choose just a selected area or the entire document? I'm going to do the entire document, and I'll show you a selected area in a minute. And then I choose the quick part type. This is text. I can, it's up to me how I categorize them, but you should try to categorize them as accurately as possible because it affects how they are inserted into the document. So text or general would be a good category for this, but you don't want to call it a citation or a footer or anything like that because it affects how it gets inserted into the document. If you call it a footer, it's going to be inserted into the footer of the document. And it's very important that citations, footers, headers, and watermarks are categorized correctly. So right now, the only type of citation that is supported is table of authorities citations, and I'm going to show you that a little bit later in the, well, not in this video, but in a separate video about the TOA function. So I choose the quick part type, and then I have the option, I can either save it as uncategorized, in which case the only way this quick part will be categorized is by the type that I chose, by text, or I can choose to add it to one of these categories. I want to add it to authors, so I'm going to click authors. And Charlotte Bronte, I have these categorized by first name, which I shouldn't, but Charlotte Bronte is the author, but she's not in here, we see, because I never created that subcategory before. So what I'm going to do, and minimize this, and then I'm going to come over to change subcategories, and I'm on the add subcategories tab, and I'm going to choose the category authors, and I want to add, Charlotte Bronte, and click add subcategory. I get a notice telling me that the category has been added. I'm going to close this out, come back here, and now if I go to my authors, there's Charlotte Bronte, and I can add this quick part to that category. And if I wanted to add it to another category, I could also do that. I'm not going to do that, but I could. And then I click add quick part. It tells me that the quick part Jane Eyre has been added. And so now if I clear my document and I open insert, I go to text, I come to my authors, there's Charlotte Bronte that I added, and then there's my Jane Eyre quick part, and I can add it to my document at any time now. And you see here's the description that I added, description of the novel. So I'm going to show you how to add just a subset of a document. So say I had this is my document, and I just want to add this paragraph. So what I can do is I come to add, and then I'm going to minimize this so I can see what I'm doing, and it kind of went out of the field of view. And then come here and I highlight this paragraph, and then I click, I'm just going to call this Jane Eyre snippet. I'm not going to put a description. I'm just going to do inline with text, and I'm going to add it to, I'm going to do selected area, call it text, do, Charlotte Bronte, and I'm going to add the quick part. It's been added, and now clear the document. If I come over here, come to text, if I come to Charlotte Bronte, I should now see that I have two quick parts, right? I have Jane Eyre, or I have Jane Eyre snippet. So I'm going to add the snippet. If I do that, I just get the snippet. If I add the whole quick part, then I get the whole quick part. Okay, so next I'm going to show you how to modify a quick part. So I have this Jane Eyre quick part, and say I want to change it in some way. So all I need to do is do whatever changes I want to do. Say I want to highlight that word. I want to come over here and I want to get a little bit more. I'll put this in as well. I'll add that. And so then I do want to copy this. I want to select all and copy it, because when I go to modify this, I'm going to get this pop-up and it's going to ask me, do you want to clear the document? Because in order to modify a quick part, we need to start with a fresh document. So I copied that, so I'm going to say yes, clear the document. Well, actually, if I hadn't copied it, I can just say no and nothing will be cleared. But I have copied it, so I'm going to say yes, clear the document. Then I'm come over here. I'm going to find Jane Eyre. I want to modify this quick part. So it's going to put the quick part as it exists in the document for me. But that's not what I want. So I'm going to clear the document and I'm going to paste my new one. So this is the new quick part that I want for Jane Eyre. I'm not really sure what happened there. This doesn't this doesn't happen when I'm not recording, but something happened when I minimized the window. So I'm just going to try this again. So I'm going to say yes, clear the document, and I'm going to do Jane Eyre, modify the quick part, and I'm not gonna minimize it this time because I don't want that to happen again. So I'm just going to paste it in there, and then and now you'll see that with this modify one, all of the information that I had previously entered about the quick part is still here, except for the range. So I want to click the entire document. All this other information is not going to change, and now I'm going to click modify quick part. It tells me that the quick part has been updated, and so now if I come back here to the insert quick part window and I look at my Charlotte Brontes, Jane Eyre is still there, but now you'll notice that it's different. It's this modified quick part. It's updated with the changes that I made. So that's how you modify the quick parts. And then if I just want to get rid of a quick part, I can do the delete, and I'm just going to delete that Jane Eyre snippet. Jane Eyre snippet, delete, and it just tells me that the quick part has been deleted. And I can verify that if I go back here to my insert window, go Charlotte Bronte, we see that the snippet is no longer available. We only have this Jane Eyre whole thing that goes in. Okay, so that's how you delete a quick part. And then what do we have left? Okay, so change category names and change subcategories. I showed you the subcategories already. Say I have this I had these categories. Let me just choose text. And you see these categories here: document type, citation categories, authors. So I decide that I want to change one of these categories, right? I don't want this miscellaneous uncategorized. That makes no sense to me. I want to change it to video demo or whatever. So now I do save the category change, and now you see that this category is video demo. And I say, no, I don't like that. That was better before. So undo it, and now I'm back to miscellaneous uncategorized. You can undo once, if you change your mind, although it's not that big a deal to change a category. So if I do video demo, and now it keeps my subcategories, so all of my categories are still there. I've just changed the category name. And then say I want to change some of these subcategories. So I already showed you adding a subcategory. Say I want to modify one. Say I have this this voir dire, and I want to change it to that's under trial materials, and I want to change this voir dire to I don't know, test. So I modify the subcategory, and now that category has been changed for me. It's now called test, and any quick part that I had saved under voir dire is now saved under the category test. Okay, but I don't want to do that, so I'm going to change it back, and now it's back to voir dire. All right, and then the last one is oops, let's check what I'm doing. The last one is delete subcategories, and so obviously this is if you want to delete a subcategory. So I'm just going to choose one of these. I'm just going to choose a document type and delete it. I'm just going to delete certificate of occupancy. So I delete the subcategory. See, it's no longer there. It's not there. And you don't have to have this window open. That doesn't affect anything. I'm just showing you for demonstration purposes. And then if I undo the delete, and now certificate of occupancy is back. So you can undo your changes one time, for the subcategories. If you miss that window, then you just have to retype it in, which is not that hard. So that's it. That's the JenDoc system, the basics in a nutshell. And I'm going to be making some categories to show you about the fields capability, the law, for the legal symbols, sequential numbering, pleading paper, and the table of authorities, which has a whole bunch of functionality. So I'm very interested in any feedback that you have, and I hope that you will continue on with the other videos. Thank you for watching.